Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I am going to discuss with you connectors for task 1 and 2, and also you can use in your speaking. So what are the connectors? You can understand with the from the word connectors. Connectors means made to make a connection between words. So let's look at the definition first. Connectors refers to words or phrases used to link ideas, sentences, or paragraphs together. So what that means, connectors could be used to connect words, phrases, or ideas, sentences, and even paragraphs together. So they play an essential role in creating coherence and clarity in a written and spoken language. So let's discuss further. What is the importance of connectors for IELTS test? Firstly, it will help you in coherence and cohesion part. The IELTS writing and speaking section assess your ability to present information and arguments logically. As you know, coherence and cohesion is very important part of writing and speaking. So this will help you when you use connectors to use present your ideas or paragraphs. It will really help you to get better band scores. Secondly, it will show variety in your language use. When you use connectors, it may create variety in your sentences. So this is especially important in the writing task 2 essay and the speaking section, where varied language is assessed. Next we have clarity of expression. Clarity of expression means connectors help clarify the relationship between ideas, preventing misunderstandings and ensuring your message is conveyed effectively. So basically this is like a tone that you are when you are presenting your ideas, examiner can easily understand with the help of connectors that what you want to say in your essay or when you are doing speaking. So next we have types of connectors for task 1 and 2. There are several types of connectors for task 1 and 2, each serving a specific purpose. Understanding and using these appropriately can significantly enhance your quality of your response. So I will discuss one by one. Firstly, when we have to do addition, connectors for addition. Addition means addition connectors introduce additional information or ideas. When we have to present any additional information or any additional idea, then we use connectors like and, also, moreover, furthermore, in addition. For example, the city has a rich history. So this is one sentence. I want to add more information. Moreover, comma, it boasts a vibrant cultural scene. So this is how you can connect two sentences with the help of a connector, and this is for addition. Next we have connectors for contrast. Contrast means when we presenting our idea in a opposing view, right? So contrast connectors highlight differences or introduce opposing ideas. For example, however, nevertheless, on the contrary, in contrast, conversely, despite, in spite of, whereas, although, while. Now, how you can use in a sentence? The weather was cold, however, we still enjoyed our trip. So this is contradicting information. Although the weather was cold, we still enjoy our trip. You can even write like that. Next we have connectors for cause and effect. These connectors indicate a cause and effect relationship between ideas. For example, because, since, as, due to, owing to, thanks to, for, therefore, consequently, and thus. She studied hard for the exam. As a result, she scored high marks. So now you can understand from the example. She studied hard for the exam. That is cause that's why she got high marks in an exam, right? So you can understand from the example as well. Next we have connector for sequence. Sequence connectors organize ideas or events in a particular order. For example, when we have to present any information in an order way, then you can use sequence connectors. For example, first, next, then, after that, finally, and lastly. First, we visited the museum, then we went to the park. Next, we have connectors for comparison. When we have to do comparison between two ideas. For example, similarly, likewise, in the same way, in comparison, by contrast, conversely, on the other hand, unlike, different from, whereas. Now, let's see the example. The two cities are quite different. Similarly, their cultures are unique. So, you can see here they are doing a comparison. Two cities are quite different. Similarly, their cultures are also unique. Next, we have connectors for emphasis. Emphasis when we have to uh, highlight the importance of a particular point. For example, when we have to highlight, we can use particularly, especially, notably, importantly, specifically, in a particular. It is worth noting of significance, above all, most importantly. How you can use in a sentence? The team's performance was excellent. Indeed, they exceeded all expectations. So here you can use when you have to put more importance on a particular point. Next we have connectors for example based linking words. Example based connectors are used to provide example which help increase understanding and interest in a sentence. For example, for instance, such as, like, including, to illustrate, as an illustration, namely, in particular, specifically. So these are the words you can use in your essays. How you can use it? There are many ways to stay healthy. For example, regular exercise and a balanced diet are crucial. So next we have connectors for result. Result-oriented connectors establish a cause and effect relationship, showing the outcome of a previous statement. So when you have to use connectors for result, you can use therefore, consequently, as a result, thus, hence, so, accordingly, for this reason, that is why. For example, how you can use it? He didn't study for the test, consequently, he failed. Next we have connectors for expressing an opinion. So these connectors help convey personal viewpoint and subjective judgment. For example, you can use in your opinion essay, in my opinion, I believe, personally, from my perspective, according to me, it seems to me, I think, as far as I am concerned, in my view. How you can use in your sentence? In my opinion, online learning is a valuable resource. Connectors for time. So when you have uh, use connectors providing a sense of timing and a chronology to help listeners understand the sequence of events, that then you can use firstly, secondly, next, then, afterwards, subsequently, meanwhile, simultaneously, eventually, and finally. How you can use it? Next, we will discuss the financial implication. So here you can understand that you are going to discuss financial implications of something, like. And next we have connectors for pointing out the obvious. These connectors indicate something as obvious or self-evident. For example, clearly, obviously, naturally. It is evident that it goes without saying that. Undoubtedly, needless to say. It is apparent that. It is self-evident that. It is clear that. How you can use it? Obviously, safety measures must be followed. Next we have connectors for generalizing. Generalizing connectors present statements that apply to a wider range of situations or contexts. For example, generally, typically, in general, on the whole, broadly speaking, universally, by and large, in most cases, as a rule, for the most part. How you can use in sentence? Generally, people prefer to travel during the summer. Connectors for alternatives. What that means? Alternative connectors indicate different possibilities or choices. For example, alternatively, instead, or otherwise. On the other hand, in contrast, conversely, as an alternative, instead of, rather than. We could go hiking this weekend. Alternatively, we could visit a museum. So you give two things that we can go for hiking or we can go for to visit a museum. So when you have to indicate any different possibilities, then you use these connectors. Next we have connectors for conclusion. Basically, conclusion connectors signal the end of a discussion or summarize key points, providing closures. Example: in conclusion, to sum up, ultimately, all in all, in summary, to conclude, lastly, finally, overall, in a nutshell. How you can use it? In conclusion, the project was a success despite the challenges. So here are the some tips for using connectors effectively. Firstly, ensure that your connectors are appropriate for the context and meaning you intend to convey. While connectors are essential, overusing them can make your writing or speaking sound unnatural. So use it in an appropriate way is very important. Practice using connector in your writing and speaking. Regular practice will help you become more comfortable and confident when you use in your exam. In the writing task 1 and 2, review and edit your work. Check for appropriate use of connectors and ensure they contribute to the clarity and coherence to your response. So at the end, I am just giving you conclusion of all these. Connectors enhance your response, clarity, coherence, and cohesion. By understanding the different types of connectors and practicing their use, you can significantly improve your performance in the writing and speaking sections. By practicing these use of connectors, you can easily reflect a good impression on the examiner and maximize your chance of achieving a high score in the IELTS test exam. So that's all for today's video. I hope you understand that in which situation you have to use which connector. If you need any further video on these, I will also make that. Please leave a comment and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.